Hey there, this is Darren. These are my vacation films. I mean, this isn't. I'm back home now. This is just Texas, but don't be fooled. This is the nice part of Texas. I don't live in the nice part. Um, anyway, if you're watching this and you're not me, you're probably in the wrong place because these are going to be very boring. It's just some video I took in the early morning while I was in Europe. We went to Paris, we went to Ghent, went to Cologne, and then we went a little bit in Frankfurt. There's no footage of Frankfurt because, well, it's Frankfurt. Anyway, um, you're free to watch if you want, but trust me, you probably don't want to. Whatever you do, do not like, do not subscribe, and don't leave a comment because I don't want the algorithm finding me. Good morning. This is the Latin Quarter. I think I'm just outside of my hotel room. Oh, there's the hotel room down there. No, it's not. That's the Cluny Museum. That's a great museum, built out of a Roman bath and a medieval mansion. The building is almost as impressive as the exhibit. In fact, in my opinion, the building is more impressive than the exhibit. But I like buildings more than exhibits. Just walking around the French Quarter. This is not, I mean, the Latin Quarter. This is not far from where our hotels were. Julie and I were in the Hotel St. Pierre, along with one other couple. We had two couples in the, or one couple in the Hotel Sorbonne Germain, and then two couples in a hotel in the middle. I think it was Hotel de Suez. And if I were going back, I think I'd stay in the Suez of those three because of, well, air conditioning. Ours claimed to have air conditioning, but it didn't work that well. And the Sorbonne de Cluny didn't even claim to have air conditioning. So I'll take the one with air conditioning. We were there in May of 2026, but it was over 90 degrees in American. I don't know what that comes to in French temperature, but it was unseasonably hot, and we did not enjoy that part. We like Paris in general, though. Just walking around the street. I'm going to take a break from the voiceover for a while and just maybe jump back in later. Here on the left is a restaurant that we ended up eating at. It was not my favorite, but it was fine. The restroom was downstairs, and one thing we learned in our time in Paris is restrooms are never on the ground floor. You always have to go downstairs to the restroom. I guess that way they're closer to the sewer. Paris is, of course, very proud of their sewer. There's an actual sewer museum, which we never went in, but it exists. You know, not many towns have a sewer museum. I think Vienna does, and Paris. I don't know if you know any other sewer museums. Well, you're probably not watching this anyway, unless you're very easily entertained, and then you might know where sewer museums are. So anyway, let me know if you know of any good sewer museums. I'd love to go to some. There on the left is a beautiful church. I think it was St. Severin Church. We ate right by it one day, and that was fantastic. We had Had a lot of traditional French food in front of it at a little restaurant. We don't practice fine dining in my party, so if you're looking for fine dining, I'm the wrong person to ask. But I enjoyed the restaurant down by Saint Severin. Um, there's this area of the LatinQuarter is just cool because there's a lot of fun sidewalks to walk down with just all sorts of stores, little souvenir shops, little grocery stores, occasional fast food restaurant, and lots of more French type restaurants, even though I'm sure that a Frenchman would stick up their nose at me calling these French type restaurants. There's the street. That is a great street. Hey, looks like I'm going to walk down it. That's good, because one of the cool streets that we got to walk down in the LatinQuarter on the left is the Saint Severin Church. I may be getting my saints mixed up, but I believe it's Saint Severin. I don't know anything about Saint Severin. I usually try to look up saints if they are, the older they are, the better. I don't like it when I look up a saint and then he's from 1930. That's like, okay, I'd rather, especially in Europe, have an older saint. Okay, on the left, that is a restaurant we almost went to, and then we ended up going to the restaurant just across the street from it. That one right there. And it was fine. I think they both would have been fine. All the delivery trucks are doing their thing in the morning. That's the way this neighborhood works. There's not usually any cars during the day, but first thing in the morning they do all their delivery and stuff, and then it becomes a mostly pedestrian-only zone, but not entirely. Coming up on this next street is always got cars on it, but the pedestrians seem to outnumber the cars even on this street. I'm just doing this so I can remember the neighborhood. I walked around this many mornings and many times. Coming up here, I think we're getting close to the bookstore, Shakespeare and Company. They don't allow pictures on the inside, but you can take pictures of the outside apparently, or hopefully, because I think I did. And it's across the street from the oldest tree in Paris. Oldest tree in Paris. It's not worth a trip to see it, but if you happen to be in that park, you just walk over and you look at it. It's not the most impressive tree in the world, but apparently it's more impressive than the other trees in Paris. Shockingly, most people don't go to Paris for the trees. I may be lost. I may be wrong about where we are. I think I'm a little lost. But, there's Paris Baguette. We ate at a place called Paris Baguette here in Allen before we went. It was a totally different place. Turns out the Paris Baguette in Allen, not the same as the Paris Baguette in Paris. Although the pret-a-manger in Allen is exactly the same as the pret-a-manger in Paris. And it turns out it's a British restaurant. So I didn't expect that, but that is apparently where it's from. When I went to Pret-a-Manger, they did not have free bananas, but if they had, I assure you, I am too good for a free banana. I think that's a James A. Castor joke. I shouldn't be retelling James A. Castor jokes. He might sue me, but he's probably not listening to this. I think I'm crossing the street to Notre Dame, home of the famous touchdown Jesus. Maybe that's the other Notre Dame, I'm not sure. And there is Notre Dame, as you can see. So I'm in the general vicinity of Shakespeare and Company, but I was a couple of blocks to the west of where Shakespeare and Company actually is, or downstream, as they would say on the Seine. I'm not sure whether it's Seine or Seine. These vowels in French, they elude me, but I do love all these green boxes that they will open up during the day, and they'll have people selling paintings or tchotchkes or just whatever they want to sell to gullible tourists like me. And I've been known to buy stuff from that because I am a gullible tourist like me. There are cranes just in every city, and a lot of people get annoyed by that. But to me, if you're not under construction, then you're falling away. You're just eroding, and you've got to always be in construction. I tell myself that whenever I'm stuck in traffic. You're either growing or you're dying, and I'd rather be in construction than in decline. Although Paris may be both. Maybe it's in construction and in decline. That is the saying. You can walk down there and put your feet in the water. I don't suggest it. I'm not sure your feet quite reach the water there, but there are places where you can. So we are still on the left bank, or the rive gauche, as they would say. They don't say their R's like that, though. About to cross over onto the Isle de Cité, whatever they call it. Isle of the City. Oh, looks like I'm done.